Happy Monday, everybody. It's me, Hesher Zero, welcoming you in to another Fireside Chat right here on the Hesher Zero Facebook page. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? I am exhausted. I feel really tired, but a true leader is here for you. A true leader steps up in a moment where no one else will step up. Real leadership shows in actions and not words. So here I am. Actually, that really has nothing to do with that. I didn't go to bed when I was supposed to last night, and I'm paying for it today. So it's a Monday. I'm struggle bussing a little bit, but I hope you are doing fantastic. And we're gonna get today going. As you can see in the title, today we're talking about motivation, inspiration, and discipline, and what it takes to achieve your goals, and what the processes are that you go through, and what you want to accomplish. I, for one, was thinking just this morning, I was listening to my previous bands and just thinking about my journey as an artist and as an entertainer and as a person in general, and just thinking how in the last, it's been 10 years, almost 10 years since my second band formed, Zero Theist. Go check it out if you haven't already. I should probably link that, shouldn't I? It'll be 10 years in March. And I was listening back through some tracks that popped up on YouTube. And I was just thinking how, man, first of all, what a ride. What a journey it's been. I've been, in 3 different bands since I was 15 years old. Zero Theist lasted from 2011 to, depending on how you look at it, 2015 to 2016. And I was thinking how much not only I changed as a person between each band that I was in, Final Riot being my first band between 2005 and 2010, basically. And between that and Zero Theist and now Devil Theory from 2016 to now. And I was just thinking how, like I said, how much I've changed as a person, how much I have grown as a musician and an artist and an entertainer, and it was a trip just to even think about. Hey, what's going on, Edwin, man? Thank you so much for tuning in. Greetings, comrade. That's right, fellow internet compatriot. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are enjoying yourself. We're talking about motivation, inspiration, and the journey that is all of that. So today, I was watching, these videos and listening to the music, and I was thinking how in my time, what kept me motivated, what kept me driven to accomplish the goals that I set for myself or set collectively as a unit, especially when you're in a band, for example. You definitely have your own personal goals, but you definitely also have, goals as a group, and you have to sort of, see how those line up together. Each individual goal lines up with the group's goal. So, just thinking how, what motivated us, or what motivated me to accomplish that stuff. Edwin says, just got a new glass piece, so yeah, I'm doing good. That's right. I hope that it treats you right. Take care of it. Those things are fragile. So, sitting here, thinking about the motivation and basically the journey that it took, and you face a lot of adversity in life in general, in just the process of life, just the from day one. And when you have specific goals that you want to achieve or reach, every day is a battle, whether big or small. You have decisions that impact how you face those things each day. And it's sort of interesting just to think how, at least in my time, you know, how those decisions have either been completely unique and different each time, and has been a learning experience every time, or has come up multiple times and you're like, haha, I've been here before, I know what to do here. So it's kind of interesting. Everyone says, dude, I miss the OKC scene so bad. You guys, low life POS, Horse Called War, and of course Dying Art. Man, I admittedly, being a part of the Oklahoma City metal scene, you know, for many years, I've been pretty disconnected from it myself. So I feel for anybody who hasn't been here. You know, just I feel like it doesn't have the same kind of vibe anymore, the same kind of feeling it once did. And maybe that's just my perception, but you know, but anyway, so, you know, I'm thinking as an artist, for example, you know, we'll just go there, or, you know, whatever, maybe you have fitness goals or you know, career goals of any kind. You know, what motivates you? What makes you get up every day and go, you know what? All right, I want to take care of this. This is my goal. I'm going to do this. You know, what is it that you yourself think and strive for? Myself, you know, when it came to music, for example, just going back to that, you know, obviously being a fan my whole life, dreaming of being a frontman in a band ever since I was a child, I just wanted to be on stage and entertain. And growing up, man, like, you know, I've always been the class clown kind of type person. I've always loved to entertain, make people laugh. And that has been the one thing through my entire life that I feel like has been persistent and has been consistent, you know, is that what drives me to, you know, like, make people happy, whether that's through music and art or entertainment, jokes, etc. You know, doing the live stream here, you know, I don't do it just because I like to hear myself talk, although it helps. But, you know, of course, I like to entertain. I like to have a conversation. I like getting new perspectives and making people laugh and just having a good time. And that's what we're here for here on the Hesher Zero Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Twitch and YouTube and all those other things. It's building this community. I talk about it every single stream. You know, that's what it's about. It's building your own kind of community. Edwin says, yeah, it's sad the New England scene is the same way. You know, I have learned in my years that unfortunately I feel there's like a lot of similar feelings about the way that like music scenes in different cities operate. I mean, mostly in my experience has been negative things. Not saying that every scene is bad. It's just that, you know, you end up going, oh man, you guys deal with that too. I remember Final Riot was in a studio in Cleveland, Ohio in March of 2009 recording an EP, and there was another band, I don't remember their name unfortunately, that was there from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we just got to chit-chatting about, you know, music and what our bands were like and everything, and the scenes back home. And just one thing after another, we kept like going, man, you guys have to deal with that too? You too? Like, holy crap, that's crazy. You know, you'd think it would be better elsewhere, but no, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people deal with the same BS. And really, when you think about it, you know, it's kind of like that in life in general. You know, I always kind of thought the people, you know, growing up, maybe you saw it too, maybe you were this person, and sorry, you know, it's like, oh, I can't wait to when I'm older and I'm going to grow up and move out of this town, it's going to be better elsewhere. It's like, man, first of all, if your life sucks, that may fix it. Definitely may fix it. Getting a change of scenery, fresh start definitely can help people. But a lot of the times it was a self-made problem, you know, It wasn't something that it was outside of their control. It was something that they could have fixed, and unfortunately they didn't think that that would probably follow them into this new town or whatever. But yeah, you know, you gotta think, man, like everybody kind of has the same struggles no matter really where you're from in some way, shape, or form. Evan says, I felt like it feels like everyone has lost the passion. I hate it, especially the way it used to be back in the late 90s, early 2000s. You know, so that was a time that I that was slightly before my time. You know, and when it comes to the Oklahoma City metal scene, I was introduced probably, I would say probably 2005, 2006. I think the first band I discovered either was Horse Called War or it was Self-Inflicted. No, you know what? It may have been Violent Pride. Shout out to Rob Cravey. He was actually the first person to reach out to me as a 16-year-old kid. Like, we'd barely just started writing music, like real songs, and me like, hey man, you guys want to get a show? And we're like, oh man, thank you, but we've only been a band really, you know, for like 3 months, you know, this lineup or whatever. So that was really inspirational. You know, speaking of inspiration and motivation, you know, that was one of the things I was like, man, if we can get it together, we can get some songs put together, then we already have a show offer. Like, somebody's willing to play a show with us. Like, let's go. You know, that was a big motivator for me at the time. And knowing that what we were doing, even as pedestrian and you know, teenager kind of as it was at that very beginning, like, shit, people were interested in it. You know, so I think what motivates you and inspires you can go a long way in achieving what you want. I approached music, as I do everything I do, you know, with life and streaming and whatever the case, as a level of, I approach it with, you know, with caution, but when it comes a time to like make a decision or to do, you know, do something, I've said before in the stream, I kind of suffer from analysis paralysis, but you know, ultimately you just have to make a decision to move forward. And in order to accomplish a goal or to accomplish a task in pursuit of that goal, you know, you have to act. You have to do something. You have to make a decision and go with it and roll with the punches. And sometimes, you know, you don't want to do that, or sometimes you just don't want to do the thing at all. And I feel like if you are able to act and just go with it and trust your instinct, trust your gut, and just do the thing, a weight will be lifted off your shoulders. At least that's what I tell myself. I know what it will take to accomplish something. Now, do I have either the inspiration, the motivation, or last but not least, if those two things fail, do I have the discipline to say, well, I don't want to do this. I could just as easily say, nah, I'm not going to do it today, you know, or do I just step up and go? So, I don't know. I mean, do you guys have any tips or tricks for yourself? Because, of course, I would like to know, but I think everyone else watching would as well. In the meantime, you know, I feel like when I, you know, tackle a task, you know, I try to be as inspired or motivated as I can be going into it. But basically, you know, it wanes. So I think it was 4-time world's strongest man Brian Shaw always says discipline over motivation, which I try to adhere to that as much as I can. You know, being inspired and everything helps. That really lights, you know, something that really lights your fire and really gets you going. It's always going to make it better. But in the but when the time that, you know, that isn't there, what is it that's going to drive you to accomplish those goals, and it's going to be discipline, because you know what it's going to take. So that was my thought on that. Basically just approaching everything, bravely, I think, and being brave enough or smart enough or whatever term you want to use to, what you want to, where you are now, where you want to be, what's it going to take to get there in the middle, and I think a lot of people, at least in my case, you know what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. Now, how do you approach that? How do you tackle that? Each one of those steps. So I know for me, you think of the big picture, and sometimes it feels overwhelming. Sometimes it feels, just too much. But you break it down into smaller steps. You break it down into, more manageable tasks. Anything's possible. Anything. If you want to become a nuclear physicist, or whatever the case, it's all there. It's all there. So yeah, that's sort of the start there. We can dive into it. I'm really curious to get you guys' perspective on what motivates you, or what inspires you, or how you stay disciplined in the goals and tasks that you want to accomplish. Let me know. Jump into the chat, say hello, tell me what you're thinking. If you haven't already, check out all the links in the description. As you can see, I'm on Twitch, here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you check out, and this is probably the most important thing, if you really want to stay in the loop on content and future content ideas, jump into my Discord channel. It's link is in the description. It's the Federation. That's where I will message everybody, or we have different chat areas. We talk about content ideas and future videos. We've got the notification squad, so you'll be notified anytime one of my new videos drops on YouTube. And of course, when I go live, I make sure to try to post in there. In fact, I say that I didn't today. It's always something. Right? So yeah, and I'm on TikTok. And last but not least, if you enjoy the content that I'm creating, I highly recommend jumping over to my Patreon. I have 2 tiers right now. Only $1 will get you access to the Digital Liberation Army side of the Discord channel and some more exclusive stuff in the near future. And for all my Minecraft friends out there, anybody who loves playing Minecraft like I do, the giant nerd that I am, $3 will get you onto the new Heshercraft server. We're hoping to launch at the end of January. Today's January 4th. So we got 27 days to get stuff done, and I'm definitely looking forward to that, because it's already coming together. What's going on, Ronnie? Man, thank you so much for tuning in. Dude, is there a Hesher OnlyFans? It's in the works. It's in the works. I'll say that. There are things being planned. There are things, I don't want to indulge too much. That's one of those things. Maybe you just stick around. Just to see how things play out. You said you'd sub. Thank you. I appreciate that. You'd probably be like one of, 3 people I could think. My girlfriend, you, and I don't know, probably some weirdo, some other weirdo, right? No. One of these days, that link's just gonna get dropped, and everybody's gonna be like, "What?" And you're gonna scroll them through. You're gonna be like, "Okay, yeah, okay, these are funny," and then boom, it's just gonna be like full, right there. It's just gonna hit you right in the face, just like that. Yeah, Daniel, thanks for tuning in, man. Yes, it should be finished before 3 full Tool songs. So that's probably the most accurate way to measure out how long it's going to take to get this this server finished. Pardon me while I take a sip. Yeah, I think hopefully by the end of the... I mean, at the rate we're going, and shout out to my man Daniel here. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, killing it right now on the server, getting everything hooked up. He and I have been putting in some serious hours, along with my lovely girlfriend as well. Like the three of us have been putting in some time. I am probably going to recruit a couple more people to get some help, just to get a few things situated. But honestly, I don't think I even need it. Between Daniel and I, we're killing the game, as they say. Killing the game. But yeah, that's the Heshercraft server, man. It's going to be debuting here in about a month, and I'm super excited. And I don't really know... I don't know what kind of content we're going to be. Maybe it'll just be live stream stuff. Because I've already got my Minecraft series going. I couldn't think of the word series for a second there. Minecraft series. So, maybe we'll get some stuff going there. That's a big, community building opportunity right there. And that's what this channel is about. I've said it before, say it again, say it a million times till I'm blue in the face. We're here to build a community of like-minded, individuals who love gaming content and random fireside chats like this of different topics. And I'm always open to suggestions. I love feedback. Throw in, random topics. We want to talk about this, that, or another. I love it. But today, I try to stick to an overall theme if I can. Today we're talking about inspiration, motivation, and discipline, what it takes to get you to your goals. And I'm not some motivational speaker by any means, but I definitely, have seen other people succeed and have found mild success in different things that I've set out to do. And that's not even trying to toot my own horn or anything by any means. I just, I feel like what it really boils down to is I love seeing people succeed. I love people enjoying themselves, having fun doing what they do. And I've spoken about it in a previous stream before. Being passionate about what you do, that's a huge thing for me. I enjoy seeing people passionate about whether it's gaming or movies or fitness or whatever the case, cooking, anything, and I want to try to tackle all those kind of things and sort of find common ground between us as all individuals, and find the fun and funny and interesting and all these different topics, all these different things, and blend them together into an entertaining experience, especially in these live streams. I definitely love to see that happen. I love, I've always viewed myself, when speaking about like music, for example, a student of the business. If there was something that I could learn that I didn't already know, I was more than willing to at least dip my toes into something just to see if that is worth my time, or if it's something that pertains to what I'm trying to do. But when it comes to old stories or personal anecdotes or literal facts or whatever the case, if I have something to learn about something, I'm going to try to do it, and if that helps in the eventual goal, reaching that goal, then even better. I want to do everything I can to learn to be better and get to what I want to do faster. Daniel says discipline is what gets you through the suck when the motivation fails you. Exactly. Absolutely. Like I said, your inspiration is great when you're inspired, that fire's lit, you go in and you tackle that problem, you tackle that project or whatever the case, and that's awesome. It's so much, it's fun, you're excited to do it, you're motivated, and like I said, motivation, maybe you're not quite inspired, but you're just like, I know I need to get this done, let's go. Let's get it done. You're motivated. You have a reason to get something done. Maybe it's a certain deadline. Maybe it's a certain outcome that you're looking for. Whatever the case, that's the motivation. And then the discipline is, like you said, it's the getting through the suck when you don't want to do the thing. It's getting through the oh, the apathy, the lethargy, of just being like, man, that was, you know what? I mean, full transparency, that was me an hour ago. I was like, man, I don't know. I'm exhausted. I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to, because I know, one, it's going to make me feel better. And getting, to talk to you guys and interact here in the chat and talk about things that I'm passionate about. There we go. We're come back in full circle here. Talking about passions, talking about discipline, motivation, inspiration, all that. So, I know what I want to accomplish. So you just kind of have to suck it up and just go and get it done. And sometimes, it doesn't always work out. Maybe you're like, damn, I should have just sat on the couch. But once again, acting on, what you're wanting to do, you just have to do it. Just do it. Right? Somebody call Shia LaBeouf. Shy. Yeah. She's off cam over here. Just kidding. Just doing it over there. Yeah. So, the end result, your the mission and what you're looking to do, that all differs from person to person. And obviously there isn't a one size fits all approach to anything. So that's why, I always look forward to seeing other people's opinions on those things, because I know what works for me. I know the three things, excuse me, when it comes to my overall health, and Brandy and I talk about this all the time. There's three things that work for me the best in terms of just putting me at least at like a good baseline. Getting enough sleep, which I did not do last night. I got about 3 hours of sleep, maybe something like that. It was roughly about 3. So anyway, enough sleep. Eating when I'm supposed to. I get hangry. Very hangry. Like, change your mood pretty quick, kind of hangry. And being active is number 3. Being active, getting up and moving, doing something, whether it's around the house or going to the gym or whatever the case, walking around the neighborhood. And I don't recommend anybody going to any gyms right now, but, whatever, that's your life, I guess. Being active, moving, doing something besides, sitting in front of your phone, sitting, in front of a screen of some sort in front of your phone. You just got it propped up somewhere. Sitting in front of a screen somewhere, getting up and moving around. That one's tough too. So I have those 3 things right there. Like, that's like my baseline. If I can sleep when what I'm supposed to, make sure that I have food in me when I need it, and make sure that I move around, get enough sunlight, whatever. And I understand that's obviously the same for a lot of people, but that's what I've identified as, some keys for my success in accomplishing other things. If I go into something exhausted, I know that I'm going to have trouble either, just starting a project, let alone finishing it or being satisfied with it, or, having the motivation or anything to do those things. Every day I'll log on to my computer and I have sort of a list of things that I want to do. And when it comes to, days like today, I find that I'm, less than motivated to say, to get things done, or at least like the work, if that makes sense. I could log on to Minecraft all day and sit there and do whatever, but that actually, that's not even always the case. There have been plenty of times that even in my most leisurely, laid back things, whether it's, like I said, playing Minecraft or even just like watching YouTube videos, sometimes I just don't have it in me. And I understand that's not work per se. Sometimes it is with Minecraft, but sometimes you just don't really have it. And so it's identifying what it takes to get you to that baseline, and then the steps that it takes to accomplish goals after that. So, you know, if I get enough sleep, I eat, I've gotten my exercise or whatever stimulation, you know, for the day, you know, I feel like I have a lot better chance of getting stuff done. Let's see. Doop. Yeah, Daniel says, get moving. The hardest part is just getting started. Then usually it's all rolling after that. Absolutely. Yeah, it's that's one thing that, you know, Brandy and I talk about in the past as well, is like, I know for me, if I just kind of get started on a project, you know, something around the house, I kind of just get caught up in it, and I don't think about how tired I am or how much I actually didn't really want to do it in the first place or whatever, and just kind of get it done. And especially, and this is probably the codependency in me, you know, having someone that is motivated or wants to get it done sort of puts a level of accountability on me. Like, I don't want to let that person down, so I'm going to get it done. So there's a lot of times, you know, like that can be negative, but then I also find that it kind of helps me in some ways. And Brandy says, mine are eating, period. Allowing myself more than a brief moment to decompress and not constantly move. Having plenty of green space exposure and kisses from me. This guy right there. Gross. I don't know why she'd want any of those. Kiss this face. Weird. No. Yeah, all those things, you know, everybody has, like you said, the keys to their baseline, and then from there, that's where you launch into your projects, or, you know, whatever the case that you're trying to accomplish, you know, the thing you're trying to accomplish. And like I said, you know, it's all different for everybody. And I feel like for me too, you know, just once again, speaking from experience, like, you don't want to think too much about it either. You just kind of want to do the thing. And I know it's sort of, you could kind of go on and on about it. But it is what it is. Let me get a drink out of this Raisin Cane's cup. Not a sponsor. Although, what do it take for that to happen? To get a Raisin Cane sponsorship? I know it's not everybody's favorite thing by any means. In fact, I know plenty of people who despise it. Yeah, so I would have to. Apparently, Brandy and I couldn't be together if I got a Raisin Cane sponsorship. If they came at me with money right now, you'd be like, no. Yeah, they will. They probably would pay me in warm coleslaw. Unfortunately. That's why you substitute that ish for bread. Double bread time. Whoop whoop. Double bread time. Some people have bad taste. Wait, are you saying that I have bad taste, or that people who don't like Raisin Canes have bad taste? See, I used to not like it when I first opened up here. I tried it and it was subpar. It was just like, yeah, these are chicken strips. Cool. And not that I'm saying that they are next level by any means, but if you want just some like greasy, you know, French fries and bread and chicken, like, get it. Ooh, shots fired. People who don't like canes. See, I used to be, I was just having this conversation earlier. I used to be a Zaxby's guy. That was my thing. Like, I could eat canes, but I was like a Zaxby's guy. And then it was like this period of time in my life, there were some people that I was around that also was a fan, so I ate a lot of it. I don't know, looking back, you know, it's like these weird, you ever get into those periods of time, like you look back in your life and you have these periods of time where there's like these weird similarities. You're like, man, between these months of this year, whatever, I was doing this a lot and then just stopped. Like, I was eating Zaxby's a lot randomly, just for like part of like 2018 especially. It's just like ate a lot of chicken strips. and just all of a sudden, just nothing. Daniel says, some people like canes, other people are wrong, and that's okay. You know what? And that is okay. You can have... Uh-oh. Brandy's bringing him back up in the chat. I can't wait. He's probably asleep.
He's asleep.
Rob's asleep. He'll see this later. Talking about Raising Cane's, Zaxby's, and all sorts of chicken strip nonsense. Just on a chicken strip extravaganza. Speaking of chicken strips, we're going to talk about this. It actually has nothing to do with chicken strips. It's just food in general. Anybody who tuned into a live stream a few days ago, well, I don't know, about a week ago? How long ago was that? 2 weeks ago? We were talking about the hot dog stuffing challenge. That's still in the works. We're still gonna do that. I think.
I'm gonna win.
You're gonna win? Brandy says she's gonna win. She has a huge, giant horse mouth. So yeah, just eat notes. Just out of my hand or out of a bag. How many people can get away with saying that about their significant other? I'm not saying that I'm going to get away with it. I'm probably going to get like a spear to the throat. Oh, a kiss, she says. Okay, that's fair. Well, yeah, either way, that's fine. On the other hand, I feel like I could get like 6 to 8 for sure. That's like my safe bet. If I really tried, I could probably go. Could you do 14 or 15 for the Drew Blood Memorial Hot Dog Mouth Stuffing Challenge? I got some that content coming this way at some point. I gotta make some graphics for it. You know, gotta get it really like, you know, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be real serious for sure. Dodge, dive, dip, duck, dodge. It's true. If you can dodge a hot dog, you can dodge a wrench ball. You can dodge a wrench ball, hot dog, wrench dog. Wrench dog, everybody. Wrench dogs. Yeah, so that'll be coming soon. Got some video content in the works. It's just a matter of taking the time to shoot it and edit it and all those things that it takes to be a content creator. But it's some fun stuff, some exciting stuff. Speaking of content, if you haven't already, if you're on the wonderful app of TikTok, check me out there. I put up some exclusive stuff there just for TikTok. I also share some stream clips there. You know, some of the funny moments here in these streams. But I also do, you know, some unique content there. Check it out. At Hesher0 on all the platforms. On all the social medias. On the interwebs. On the internets. So yeah. I appreciate everybody tuning in on this lovely Monday afternoon. Right here, the first stream on the actual Hesher0 Facebook page. I'm streaming over on my personal page, you know, the last few weeks, kind of getting everybody primed and ready for the streams here. But here we are. We're live on the Hesher page. Feeling good. Feeling good. I'm kind of awake now. I don't feel nearly as exhausted as I did before. It's probably because I'm all hopped up on chicken strips and unsweet tea. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, man, what's going on, Jack? Man, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you. He says, so ready for these streams. Bro, you and I have some business to talk about. I'll be in touch soon. I have a couple ideas that I would like to incorporate you in, if you're willing, for some ridiculousness. We go way back, so we have a lot of silly ideas. Holla! So, yeah, you know, we we have some, like I said, ideas are brewing here at the Hesher Zero compound right here behind enemy lines, and I'm excited for it. I'm inspired. I'm motivated, and hopefully some discipline will help me actually get it done, because geez. Brandy says, I'm excited to get my village together and stream ready. Yes, so the Heshercraft server, we're working on that. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff. It's really coming along. I'm super excited. Are those chicken emojis? Mm-hmm. Those are chicken emojis. Okay. Chicken strips. Chicken strips. It was one of those days, we picked up groceries today, and we're just, we're like, man, we don't want to, cook. We're just going to pick up some food. It's not the best idea, but, I have a stream to do. I'm here for you. I stuffed my face full of chicken strips so I could be here for you. See, that's what a leader does. Right off the top, that's what we were talking about, leadership. But yeah, I think with the content stuff that we have a brewing, as I said, it's going to be good stuff. I'm really looking forward. Unfortunately, COVID has really, put a damper on potential in-person, content ideas and things like that. And that's really what I'm looking forward to, especially having people, here at the compound working on stuff together. But with the power of the internet, of course, all things are possible. Or most. So, yeah, it's going to be really exciting. And, I have a number of people that I look forward to collaborating with. And you could be one of them. You. Right there. You could be one of those people. Just, I don't know. I was gonna throw out some, random number, but I might as well just pimp the Patreon again. Check out the Patreon if you love and support what I do and the content that I create. So, going back to motivation, or inspiration, more specifically, just talking about content here, all the projects that I have in my mind that are stored in this steel trap of a mind of mine. That's not true. It's not a steel trap. I forget, what I ate for breakfast, almost on the reg, those kind of things. Anyway, you have all these content ideas, and I get really excited for it. And, especially when it comes to involving other people and getting them going. I spoke about it on stream the other day, in fact, about, supporting my friends and their endeavors, whether they're also content creators, streamers, musicians, whatever the case. But, if you've got your own business, or you have, another passion, like I said, if it's cooking or fitness or whatever the case, I've said it before, I enjoy seeing people succeed. I love backing those people up, gassing them up, not because, it feel, not just because it feels good, but it feels good for everybody involved, really. And, I really, that excites me, if I could facilitate somebody else's goals or success or happiness or whatever the case. If I could be a small part of that, that's really exciting for me. And yeah, Brady, you bring up a good point. A lot of raised sustainable content this weekend. If anybody are we going to actually shoot stuff? We should probably actually talk about that. Ooh, we should probably talk about that. If anybody is into any sort of homesteading or sustainable living, farming, gardening, whatever the case, home improvement, family vlogs, whatever the case, our other channel, Raised Sustainable, will be up and going this year. 2021 is our year. Last year, we had our Instagram going. We have the YouTube set up. We just haven't uploaded anything yet. Last year was sort of a bit of an experiment with, sort of the backyard gardening, our urban homesteading. And this year, there's a lot ahead of us. We have a lot of goals to accomplish. So it's being motivated and inspired and disciplined to get it done. Every bit of that. It's all connected here. Every bit of it. It all has, has to do with this, what we're just talking about, being inspired and being motivated and disciplined to accomplish your English is difficult, to accomplish your goals, whether it's in streaming or farming or whatever the case, music, anything. Staying focused and disciplined and motivated will get you there, step by step, baby steps. Don't overthink it. Just act. Trust your gut. Do the thing. It's exciting. I'm excited. We've talked a lot about here at the Hesher household that we have a lot of goals, for our family, for our personal, like I said, farming and streaming and all these different things, content creation and all these things. We've had these goals here and we've been knocking them out slowly but surely, and it's been awesome to look back and be like, wow, can you believe a year ago we were doing this, and look how far we've come. And that's kind of how it got started. That's how today in this topic in the stream idea started. I was looking at my bands from the past and being like, man, look how far I've come, look how, and not even in a boastful way or anything, just like, wow, it seems so long ago, and there was I was a different person then, and how I've grown and matured, and my music has changed, and I've changed as an artist, and and just see how far I've come, and whether that's personally or musically, stylistically speaking, each band has changed and evolved with different members throughout the years. Production quality has changed, all these different things have played a part into it, and it's been really cool to look back at and look forward to as well. And just taking a moment to see what you've accomplished already, and not letting that just take over in terms of like, wow, I've already done so much, I don't really have to do anything else. Obviously you want to appreciate what you've done and then move forward and create new goals and things like that, where you are able to look back again in the future and be like, wow, look what I've accomplished, or what I've done, or what, and you don't want to be too caught up in that kind of thing, otherwise you just want to keep moving, but also appreciating where you've come from. So yeah, I know that sometimes that's hard for people to really look at it objectively. You always think, man, I could have done this better. I know I do. I'll look back at things and be like, oh man, if I would have done this differently then, or whatever the case. But, and I've said before, it's a snapshot in time. That's just who you were at that point in time, and the decisions you make and the things that you do, will obviously make an impact in the future, and it's just how you handle those things moving forward is really where it's at. And it's it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up, and all these cliche sayings, but I mean, it's true. And if you can come to terms with the fact that you're going to fail in what you do, but also know that you will and can succeed if you stay disciplined and act on that inspiration and motivation. And I feel like if you get to a point in your life where you're able to kind of look back on those things, then yeah, definitely you need to take that time to appreciate it and then keep moving. But yeah, I enjoy seeing that. I love seeing people posting old pictures or videos or whatever things, or artwork or music or whatever the case, you know, and talking about, you know, wow, man, this, you know, either, you know, saying how they should have appreciated it more at the time, or looking back and, you know, or maybe there's, you know, more negative self-talk or something. But it's interesting just to see people's journeys and to see where they've come from. And yeah, you know, I appreciate everybody that's been a part of my journey. Just getting real, just bringing it down here, bringing it low. But really though, I mean, when it comes to everything that I've been a part of, whether it's been music, all my bandmates, I appreciate every single one of you except Brett. No, I'm just kidding. Even that bastard. To some degree, in a weird way. But really, you know, everybody that's been involved in the things that I, you know, have wanted to accomplish, my dreams and things like that, you know, I appreciate that. All the people who've been involved, whether it's directly or indirectly, you know, with music or streaming, or even, you know, real life careers and things like that, like friends that you know, it's not about the journey, it's the friends you made along the way, or whatever the destination. It's like that, you know, like there's all sorts of cliche statements that can be made about it. Yeah, Brandy says, taking time to observe and relish your accomplishments is really important, but as you said, you can't let those make you stagnant. Absolutely. Yeah, stagnation is a killer for sure. You can take time and you can rest. You know, maybe you're not just looking back at things, but maybe you're just resting. Maybe you've been like, man, I did a lot and I'm going to take some time for myself. That's absolutely valid, and I think you should, you know, for your own mental health. But once again, yeah, don't get stagnant. Don't let yourself get stuck. I know that's definitely a real thing for a lot of people, myself included. I mean, I feel like if I don't get stuff done regularly, you know, I feel that stagnation. I feel that sort of staleness creep in, you know, and I got to do something. I have to like remedy it somehow, you know, whether it's, you know, just knocking out a small task, or just diving in and attacking a full-blown project, or whatever the case. Sometimes it's, you know, some other kind of way to deal with it. Maybe it's like retail therapy. You know, you jump on Amazon or Etsy or whatever website of your choice, you know, to buy, you know, random cool things that make you, yeah, you know, you want to treat yourself, make yourself feel good. And, you know, there's all sorts of different ways, you know, to accomplish that. If that means buying 4,000 houseplants, then yeah, that's fair. That is absolutely fair. That's my reality right now. It's not me that's buying the plants. It's this one over here. The compound is full of them. I mean, I'm looking at least 2 just within my eye line. Is there another one behind that curtain there? There was one. Okay. Just there's 11. There's 11 just in this room alone, and I know that's, you know, there are plenty of other people who have many more, but this is a small little space in this place. But yeah, you know, that's your passion. That's your, you know, you're motivated. You're inspired to grow plants and cultivate plants and propagate plants and take care of them. You know, if that's what you're into, you know, I support it. Just like I do everybody's, you know, things. Unless your like passion is like murder, then maybe we'll talk. Just depends on who, really. Maybe a little murder. I don't know. Go ahead and vote in the comments. Some murder, a little bit of murder, no murder. Maybe, you know, I don't know. We can jump back on that, you know, soon. Get back to that topic at another time. That's fine. Mouth noises. Just a tiny bit of murder. See, that's what I'm saying. Just a little bit. Just enough to wet the palate. You know? Just a little bit of murder. Just a little bit. No, that's fine. Keep your murder to yourself. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, man, this has gone off the rails. If you're if you're inspired to murder, house plants and murder, it's just like The Sims. Decorating and killing, or RimWorld, or whatever the case. Yeah, everything just keeps tying back to video games or motivation or something, you know. But that's where we're at right now. It's a whole full circle kind of thing. I enjoy it. Why do I have an invoice from Etsy randomly? Oh, I know what that is. A gift for the old 6-year-old. The old little kid. Finally coming in. Boy, the holidays really took a toll on some of these stores. Like just now getting an invoice for something I ordered almost a month ago at this point. Yikes. Yeah. Well, we're slowly approaching the end of the stream today. It's been interesting hearing myself talk about different things. Mostly inspiration, motivation, discipline, and what it takes to get you there, to accomplish your goals. So I think, in parting here, just the end of the stream, to recap, I was thinking about a marker board I had hung up in my bedroom for a while that had a bunch of phrases and things that were sort of motivating to me and reminded me of not only who I am as a person, but the goals and things that I wanted to achieve. And I think about the basketball star Russell Westbrook, former Thunder player, had his Why Not campaign. And his campaign, what I took from it was a lot of like, why not? Like, why not do this thing that you want to do? What is holding you back from accomplishing your goals? Or what's holding you back from doing, this thing you're passionate about, or whatever the case, why not? And I thought about that a lot at that point in time in my life, and definitely it served as motivation to do not only, accomplish new things, but to do new things that I hadn't experienced before or wanted to try, or whatever the case may be. It was something that I reminded myself of, like, what is holding me back from doing the thing that I want to do. It's identifying what it takes to get you to that baseline. Like I said, for me, sleep, food, and exercise, getting me to a right headspace to accomplish my goals. What does it take to get you there? What does it take to go from your starting point to your end point? You identified what your baseline is. All right, cool. Now you've identified your goal. All right, what steps will it take to accomplish that goal? Can you get it done all at once? Can you get it? You have to break it down into smaller steps. You have to keep reminding yourself about these things. Okay, if I get this done, that's going to open the door for this next thing and this next thing. There's all sorts of, different ways to approach it. And, excuse me, I think as long as you can stay focused and at the very least disciplined in what you do, you can accomplish whatever you want. And I personally support you and appreciate you and all that you do, especially when it comes to tuning in and watching me ramble about inspiration, motivation, and discipline for a whole hour with some random talk about murder and chicken strips thrown in. So it has been an absolute blast. I appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't already, check the links in the description. Make sure you go subscribe on YouTube, like this page, follow on Twitter, follow on Instagram, on TikTok. jump in my Discord server. That's where we're going to have all the community building outside of the streams and videos. And if you really love what I do, check out the Patreon. It's dirt cheap. You won't even miss those dollars. Check it out. I appreciate you guys. It's been fun. Stay motivated. Stay disciplined. Stay inspired. Keep doing what you do. And, you know, in the meantime, take it easy. Woo!